Yo, YouTube, what's good? What's good? It's your man, D Rich Kid, back at you with another video, another topic. Let's get into it. We can review. Okay, let's start off with world news, national news. If you haven't heard, some crazy shit, man, out of Texas this past week. It was a track star, man. I shouldn't say track star. It was a track event, track meet, I should say. Uh, there was a apparently there was two teenage kids got into it on the bus. Apparently about some kind of sitting arrangement, seats or something to that nature. Uh, Ironically, this dude's name, the suspect name was Carmelo Anthony, and he pretty much, man, this dude stabbed another, I guess you could say, fellow student, fellow athlete, but the athlete that he stabbed was from another team. Uh, and he killed this dude, man, all over a seat, supposedly. I guess they were getting on the bus, and the dude said that the guy was in his seat. Apparently, there was some kind of words exchanged. Now, granted, YouTube, look, I get it. You know, you young, whatever, but to stab someone over a seat, nah, man, that's beyond crazy to me. And he stabbed this guy in his heart, man, and the guy bled out. And supposedly the guy that got stabbed had a twin brother there, and the twin brother was trying to stop the bleeding, but he couldn't, man. He died in his brother's arms. Just a sad state of affairs, man. Um, it hasn't made national news though. That's the crazy thing about it. Something like this should be all over the papers, but I know why it hasn't made national news because of the race factor. It doesn't fit the narrative of the mainstream media. The guy who stabbed the other guy was a person of color, a black male. The guy who died was a white male, Caucasian. Doesn't fit the national media mainstream narrative. Now, if the roles were reversed, if the Caucasian white male had stabbed the person of color black male, you best believe the media would have been on the spot, like white on rice, like flies to shit. Guaranteed, bro. Guaranteed. But being that it wasn't, doesn't fit the narrative, man. They can't race bait, they can't, uh, you know, people of color are oppressed. Uh, this is what the white people do to black people. And, the KKK, neo Nazis, on and on and on, whatever you want to say, whatever adjectives you want to throw in there. They can't do it. So you don't hear nothing about it. So the only way you hear about it is through the internet, YouTube, real news sources that are going to report the real news. So, yeah, man, this was just very sad. And it just shows that it's not about color. It's not about race, religion, ethnicity, background, all that. It's about just a societal sickness now. This world, this country, this society that we live in, YouTube, is sick. Just point blank, it's sick, man. for a 17-year-old kid to stab another 17-year-old kid in the heart over a seat, I don't even have to say no more, man. You know? I mean, really, what else do I have to say? And on top of that, I feel like, this is just my personal opinion, I feel like his parents should be charged also for raising such a hateful, lost, untrained child, man. I mean, it's probably more adjectives you can throw in there, but, just a piece of crap upbringing kid. You need to charge his parents, in my opinion, for that, because this child didn't raise himself. This child didn't come into this world, packing a knife, wanting to stab somebody over a seat. That these behaviors had to have been learned. And where did he learn this stuff from? Where did he get these ideas from? And he couldn't have been taught right, because if he was taught right and he was raised the right way by his parents or whoever was raising him, he would have never done this act. Never. And then on top of that, I heard that he told the police that, yes, he did it. I guess they said that he allegedly did it, and he told them there's no alleged about it, that he did it. Now I'm hearing, he's crying the whole self-defense thing now. To me, which is a bunch of BS. I think what it is reality setting in, and now he's realizing what he did, and basically he knew his life is over. He threw his life away. So he's panicking now. Now he's falling back on, he tried to attack me. It was self-defense. When there were numerous witnesses around said that no such thing happened, that he was the aggressor, and he stabbed that dude to death over a disagreement or argument about a seat. Sad, YouTube. It's just sad, man. I mean, this is where we are in society now. This is where we are in society now. Unbelievable. And the most sad thing about it, his father was interviewed, man. This is a strong dude, man. This cat got on camera after his son died and basically said he forgave this kid. He forgave him, and that, God was, keeping him strong, and, he's basically keeping his faith in God. Man, let me tell you, man, that's one strong individual. That's one strong parent, because me personally, I really don't know if I could sit here and say I could do that at that point, man. I really don't. You just murdered my son over something as petty as a seat, and I'm supposed to sit there and say, I forgive you. I'm good. God got me. Yeah, God got me. Yeah, he absolutely does. I believe that. But as far as me forgiving you at that moment in time, nah, that's a hard pill to swallow, YouTube. Don't know. I don't know if there's too many parents out here that could do that. So, but rest in peace to that young man. He didn't deserve that, YouTube. That young man didn't deserve to die over a seat, over an argument about a seat. Nah, not at all, man. Country's sick, and the way we're going right now, we're not gonna make it. We aren't. We're not gonna make it as a country, man. But yeah, again, rest in peace to that young man. May God comfort that family. I know they'll see their son and their brother again one day. Just sad, YouTube, just sad. But let's continue on with the weekend review. In sports news, I reported earlier all my Cowboys fans out there that Cowboys drafted a quarterback, to back up Dak Prescott. And, we got the dude from the Patriots, I believe it was for a fifth round pick. The dude has a cannon of an arm. He can throw the ball pretty much out the stadium. The main thing he's going to have to work on is his accuracy, though. Say he's not accurate. But I think, with time, he's still young. I think he can work on that. The coaching staff can work on, making him more accurate. And, so, he's athletic, but he's not a running quarterback per se just because he's athletic. He more, dissects the field and he more uses his arm than anything. He will run if he has to, but the run is not his first option. So, name is Luke Milton, the second or third, something of that nature. But yeah. So yeah, Cowboys fans, we got a backup, and that's where he will be a backup. He'll be behind Dak. Don't think that this is going to be Dak's replacement anytime soon. At least for the next 2 to 3 years, he won't be. But yeah, I think it was a good move for the Cowboys. Cowboys finally, being active, in free agency, but they need to do more. Draft is fastly approaching. We got a couple more weeks and we'll be sitting at the draft. So I don't know if they'll make any moves before the draft comes again, but we still need more spots to fill. We still need some more vets on this team, and we'll see where things fall, man. But I think this year is a pivotal year. I think with some of the moves, I like some of the moves that the Cowboys made. I think we can definitely be in the mix, but it just all depends on the moves that the Cowboys make on further, and what the draft looks like, how this team will be in 2025. You know what I mean? But yeah. So anyway, that's that. We got a backup quarterback, and we'll see how he does. How he does for the year coming up. And so on with the weekend review. Let's go to entertainment news. This is crazy. I don't know if y'all seen Terrence Howard. He came out. He did an interview on. I forgot the guy's name. He's on YouTube. I can't think of the guy's name now. But anyway, it's been on a lot of the YouTube content creators channels. They spoke about it. I saw it yesterday. Terrence Howard pretty much came out and said that, Hollywood is evil. And basically he was, talking about basically selling your soul in Hollywood to make it. And how once you sell your soul, you're never right again. You lose that man card, once you sell your soul, just for fame, glory, and riches. And once you do that, you pretty much can never come back from it. And he was talking about how Puffy, the diddler, basically was trying to get with him, trying to get him to, bend over for the fame and glory and the riches. He said that, Puff, had called him a couple times and his peoples, set it up. He said he went up, talked to Puff. Puff asked him to do something. Excuse me. And he said when he got there, it was something about music or something. He wanted Terrence's opinion. So, he was there and he said Puff turned on the music. So he said they were just sitting there. And so he was kind of like, okay, what do you want to talk about? What do you want? And he said Puff only thing he kept doing was just staring at him. And, he was just like, all right, so he said the dude wasn't really talking about nothing. So I guess that came and went. Said Puff called him back again later on for something else. So, he went, talked to Puff, and he said when he got there, Puff did the same thing. He kind of was just looking at him, just staring at him. And he was just like, yo, he's like, what's up? I told you wanted to, wanted me to help you with something. I think it was something about acting or something. And he said Puff, the only thing Puff wanted to do was stare at him and look at him. So I guess that ended. He left. Puff contacted his peoples again. So his peoples told him, say, yo, Puff want to see you. So Terrence was like, yo, he's like, for what? He's like, what do you want to see me for? And I guess they told him. And he was like, man, he's like, every time I go there, only thing the dude want to do is just pretty much look at me. and his peoples told him, he said, I think the dude want to fuck you. Yo, I was bugging YouTube when I saw that. He said, I think the dude want to fuck you. And that's exactly what Puff wanted to do. He wanted to fuck Terrence Howard, basically to break him in. You know what I mean? That's because that's what they do in Hollywood. They sick as fuck. They fuck men, to in order for you to get to a certain status, you gotta give it up. You know what I'm saying? And Terrence Howard was like, nah, absolutely fucking not. You know what I mean? He said, I don't fuck men. I don't kiss men. He said, I'm not playing any gay roles. I'm not doing any of that shit, And so, yeah, he was just pretty much exposing, Puffy in Hollywood and how, evil it is, the debauchery in Hollywood in order for you to make it in these, so-called cliques and circles and get to a certain status. You have to sell your soul, and he was like, and once you do that, man, he said, there's no coming back, man. There's no coming back. He said, and that's why so many people are so fucked up in Hollywood is because of what they've done, and they know what they've done, and it's eating at them, their consciousness, their subconsciousness, but there's nothing you can do after that. It's over with. You're finished, man. They're trying to search and trying to bring back their whole soul that they had before they sold their soul. Which makes a whole lot of sense, man. Makes a whole lot of sense, But yeah, I just thought that was really interesting, man, that he actually came out and spoke out about that, one of the, I guess you could say, top A-list celebs in Hollywood, Terrence Howard, And look, man, we're going to be real, YouTube. Everybody know what goes on in Hollywood, man. It's just a matter of fact that they can't come out and speak about it, or, at least in the past. Now, here lately in the last couple of years, it's been a lot more people coming out speaking about, the ills and evils and the debauchery that goes on in these Hollywood scenes, man, behind closed doors in Hollywood, or what they're really all about. You know what I mean? And I'm glad that they have, that the people, that the masses are finally, being exposed to this, that they're seeing that what is actually been going on, is not cool, is not good, and it shouldn't have never been going on, you know what I mean? And this is what, these so-called stars have been doing to get these roles and these statuses in Hollywood, But yeah, man. But yeah, Terrence Howard, man. If you haven't seen that, check that out, man. You just put that up in the YouTube search. Terrence Howard exposes Hollywood interview. He talks about that, and I thought that was a good view, a good talk, man. But yeah, YouTube. That's pretty much it for this weekend review, man. Again, sad state of affairs in Texas about that kid, man. Being stabbed. Society is sick. Our world is sick right now. And Again, Cowboys bring in a backup quarterback for Dak, and Terrence Howard basically exposes the evilness and debauchery of Hollywood, man. So that's pretty much it for our weekend review, man. But not making this video too long, YouTube. As always, like, share, subscribe. You like my content, tell a friend. I'm out. Peace, YouTube. Peace.